Hey, what's going, y'all? It is yours truly once again. This is a follow-up to a video that I did sometime last year, given the date of this video. And I'll have a link to that video in the comment section below. The reason for this particular video was, if you checked out the previous video, and upon you checking out the previous video, if you haven't already, I basically talked about 4 different levels of autonomy in regards to cars, but I related that to the feminine and the masculine. And I mainly talked about the 4th level of autonomy. And that's just in regards to how with most cars, they can operate without most of human intervention. We're not quite at the 4th level yet. The 4th level of autonomy is still in the prototype stages, but that's where we're at right now. But there's actually also a 5th level of autonomy, okay? Now this 5th level of autonomy is still many years out. 5th level autonomy is to where the car can come to you. No one needs to be in the car. The car can truly operate by itself with no one in the car. Level 4 autonomy still has this idea of someone being in the car. You just don't need to drive it. So it doesn't have a steering wheel. It doesn't have floor pedals. With level 5, absolutely no one needs to be in a car. But this gives this open door for a car that can actually come to you. Or you can have this car go to all these places for you that you probably don't feel like going yourself. I don't know how many times, a lot of us want to go to the store and grab some things, but we don't feel like going there, so we get people like DoorDash to come to us. Well, how about kick DoorDash to the side, have your car come to a restaurant, the person puts the food in the car, and then your car comes back to you. That sounds very futuristic, does it? Now, let's put this towards this idea of autonomous relationships. And I explained in the previous video about what level 4 autonomy means to me in regards to the feminine and the masculine. And I won't go over that. Y'all just check out that previous video in the comment section below. But with this level 5, this is next level. This is not only, because I guess just to lightly go over level 4. Level 4 with the feminine gender is how she is a certain way without me being around. Because of the algorithms that I've installed in her, is pretty much impregnable for the most part. There may be some glitches, but not necessarily viruses. And we're going to talk more on what I really wanted to say with this video here. Check me out. Now, with level 4, yeah, she can do a lot of things without me being around. She's basically is part of what I got going on. She supports me and she thinks highly of what I got going on. And yeah, for the most part, she's staying tough with me. She's become very symbiotic to me, but it's not to the certain level that I know she will be devoted. This is what I mean. Let's jump to level 5. Now, level 5 is where she doesn't want anybody else's software. She doesn't want anybody else's algorithm. And that's even based on if something happens to yours truly. The creator forbid, but I'm just saying, she's that committed and that focused on what I got going on as a man, that even after I'm not around, she's going to go forth with trying to make sure the things that I've set out to do, she's going to make sure a lot of these things get completed. Because she's that attached to what I got going on. She knows that she can't really get that from any other type of man out here. And this is rare. This is rare that you get a feminine gender like this. Now, obviously, in the grand scheme of things, a woman needs to continue on with her life. So for those that are widows, ladies, you know, if you had a decent man, deep down inside, I'm pretty sure he'd be happy if you found another man similar to him. He doesn't want to hold you back from a good life that you need to live. But I know for the few, I know some of you ladies like, no, I can't see myself with another man. I can't. He is that man for me, and he still lives in me. His spirit lives in me, his algorithm. So whatever he had in mind that he was doing on this planet when he was here, I'm going to continue that because my love for him runs deep. And I know that no other man on this planet could ever replace that love that this man put in me. And so that's the thing. I don't want to replace his love. I don't want to replace it. That takes things to another level. This is that spiritual, esoteric side of things. So for y'all who haven't checked out the previous video to this Beyond Dom Gang, listen to that and come back and listen to this. Put two and two together and you'll see what I mean. Now, one thing I want to end y'all with, you know, because we talked about these glitches and viruses per se. Now, a glitch happens because, you know, in the software type of world or the hardware type of world, it just gets exposed to the elements. So glitches will happen, okay? Glitches will happen. Now, someone trying to put a virus in it, that's a different story. That means someone physically got a hold of that particular appliance or that particular software and decided to try to put something else in it. So, ladies, what are you gonna do? It's one thing to be around a man, and sometimes, you know, just dealing with you being exposed to the elements, it could bring out certain mood swings, okay? No biggie. But it's another thing for you to have another man be around you and put something inside of you or something upon you. That requires more investigation. And unfortunately, this means that you are now a contaminated device. I won't explain any more on that, but I think y'all know what I mean. Now, because I talked about previously in the previous video about imprint, I wanted to bring that up too. And so my thing about this is that, of course, for some who've checked out my live streams, I've talked about that it's not just about imprinting. People misunderstand it. You do have imprints, don't get me wrong. I believe in that, okay? But you also have implants. Implants is what's really going on. It's not an imprint, it's an implant. An implant is internal. An implant is internal. An imprint is external. Once again, I'll repeat. Implant is internal. Imprint is external. See, everybody talking about imprint and they're talking about something that was put inside and they consider that an imprint. Now, to a certain extent, I have talked to some people and they say, well, certain imprints do happen in regards to sexual intercourse with the molding and the memory that the vaginal wall has when it's around a pineal gland. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, yes, that is an imprint. Okay, but that's the only imprint that takes place within. Overall, I still consider that an implant because there's still something upon the imprint that takes place. You know, the implant, the installing of the software, the DNA, you know, that goes further beyond the imprint that the vaginal wall did to the pineal gland. Yes. So, but I think the truest imprint that a man can do upon a woman is with foreplay. But that's for another story. I'll have to talk about that in another video or possibly a live stream to come down the road, given the date of this video here. And then one other thing I want to mention is that you may have noticed in my hashtag, I've changed up some things. For those who've been checking out this series, normally it's titled The Mastermind. And that's true because I have a spiritual channel now called The Mastermind. And it will always be called The Mastermind. And here, this branch, here at this channel, this sub handle per se of this channel here, I started off doing a lot of spiritual content under the name Mastermind here at this channel, but I felt like the Mastermind needed a separate channel. But I still talk about a lot of mastermind ideas, but I have to kind of make it different to where it doesn't quite mix with the spiritual channel that I have. And if you don't know about that spiritual channel, go into my About section and you'll see the link to the Mastermind spiritual channel. Don't have a lot of subscribers yet, given the date of this video, but hey, slow and steady is the best way to make a good meal in the oven or on the stove, because I give out recipes, not game. Now, the thing is you have to also keep in mind this, like I talk, since I'm not a Dom, I see myself as a mastermind, but my philosophies, I couldn't just call the Mastermind, given that I have a spiritual channel and I want to keep it that way. So now I just call it the Mastery, so that's what now you see as a hashtag underneath my videos within this particular sub handle within this playlist. So the playlist is no longer called the Mastermind either. It's also called the Mastery. So going forward, that's how it would always be. So ladies, yeah, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a Dom. I've always thought outside of Dom, beyond Dom. I am a mastermind, and I teach and I preach this philosophy that's called the Mastery. Signing out.